Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video, doing JMA Friday for today's second video. So as always on a Friday, we're having a look at the weather for the month ahead with the Japanese and CFS B2 models, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say about the first video of the day was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. Got a 10 to 14 there with all of the regular features coming up for you later on today as well. And we're live at 10 PM, so the return of the Friday Night Lights after being off for several weeks, for one thing or another, but they're back tonight, and I shall see you live maybe at 10 PM. Busy day at GavsWeatherVids today, so please like, share, subscribe on all other videos and content, and thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, let's start off with the week 1 500 millibar height anomaly from the Arctic and the North Pole view down. So this is the North Pole from the JMA. This is the North Pole just here, got the wider Arctic Circle around there, and then of course got mid-latitudes through here. So blue is extrapolating to below average heights, which is low pressure, yellow, orange and red, to above average heights, which is high pressure. These are broken down into week periods, and the first week period takes us from today, the 20th, through to the 27th of October. So this next week will be very unsettled, below average heights, low pressure, in off the Atlantic into Western Europe, a westerly flow as well. So not much to say about that other than wet and windy for week 1. And week 2 is the same actually. It's the 27th of October. It's the 27th of October, 2nd of November. And again, we see below average heights in off the Atlantic into Western Europe. So again, continuing to look very unsettled there out to months. And not much change from weeks 3 and 4 either, really. This was the 2nd through to the 16th of November, and we're still dominated by below average heights. We're still dominated by low pressure from the Atlantic into the Western Europe. There is a ridge that's lurking away to the northeast throughout all of this, but for the next 4 weeks anyway, it looks like it's the Atlantic, and it looks like it's low pressure that is holding sway. So it looks like we can expect very unsettled weather to continue in line with GavsWeatherVids autumn forecast, of course. So this is the tropical and the mid-latitude view, UK and Ireland, top right-hand corner of the chart as you're looking at it. Reminder of the week 1 500 millibar height anomaly again, with lots of low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic, looking really unsettled. The temperature anomaly is a little bit above average for England and Wales anyway, around 1 to 2 degrees nearer normal further north, but most places looking quite mild. And the main thing though is the rainfall, so a wetter than average week to come, especially so actually for more southern areas. Now we go through the week 2, which is the 27th of October, 2nd of November. That one also looks unsettled, plenty of low pressure in from the Atlantic. Temperature anomaly is average to above average again there, so a mild start November, and you've guessed it, rainfall remains above average. We see wetter than average condition predicted. And then weeks 3 and 4 is the 2nd through to the 16th of November, and still with the below average heights in from the Atlantic. That low pressure is going nowhere fast, seemingly. The temperature anomaly is about average to slightly above. And look at this, still wetter than normal. So a very wet 4 weeks to come. And I will think we've got to start thinking very seriously about flooding concerns if this update from the JMA is correct. Right, well, that's that done. Let's have a look at the CFS V2 and see how that compares. So again, these are 500 millibar height anomalies, and we're broken down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 20th, 26th of October. This next week is dominated again by low pressure with the CFS V2. There is high pressure blocking away to the northeast, but not close enough to have much influence, other than the influence it has is to just slow down the progress of these areas of low pressure. So instead of belows being able to go in that direction and whip through quickly, actually belows sort of stall, which is exactly what's going on at the moment. Belows sort of stall, the weather fronts become slow moving, and so when you get a blocking feature up here with these areas of low pressure, being blocked in their progress, that brings the prospect of very wet conditions. And not much change into week 2 either. This is the 27th of October, 2nd of November. Good agreement between the CFS and the JMA today for weeks 1 and 2. Again, low pressure is dominating the weather and its progress is being blocked by this large blocking area of high pressure way to the north, which slows down the lows. They can't take their typical track, which is southwest to northeast. Instead, the lows sort of go more in that direction. It can bring some cooler air into the north, but basically it's just a very wet type pattern that we've got here. Bit of a change for week 3. This is the 3rd to the 9th of November. Still low pressure in the ascendancy in the Atlantic, but the high pressure is perhaps building a little bit more strongly to our east. That might start to pull up more of a southerly wind. That could be very mild start to November, and likely to still be wet, especially so in the west. Excuse me. And then we've got week 4, which will be the 10th through the 16th of November. Low pressure then is dominating just to our west and southwest. High pressure is more over towards central parts of Europe. So this again likely to be a wet pattern. Mild, yes, winds coming up from a south-southwest direction, but it's that low pressure, I think, just to our southwest that remains in control of the weather. So the temperature anomaly for week 1, 20th to 26th of October, is average or above. Week 2, temperature anomalies from the 27th of October, 2nd of November, near normal, ever so slightly above, but really near normal. Warmer though for week 3, which is the 3rd to the 9th of November, above average. Temperatures then, the wind swings into south and staying above average, with the temperature on week 4 as well. It's the 10th through to the 16th of November, so very mild first half of November. Significantly wetter average in the weekend, 20th, 26th of October. That's coming out very wet. And week 2 also looking quite wet. It's the 27th of October, 2nd of November. West is particularly to our south and southwest, actually. Week 3, the signal is weakening, but overall, the 3rd to the 9th of November, I think we're either average or wetter than normal. And then week 4, which is the 10th to the 16th of November, rounds it all off. So it's a little bit drier than average away to the northwest and wetter than average down to our south-southwest. I reckon we could be in for a very wet 4 weeks, and I think the deluge back to started in October could well continue into November if these signals are correct. We'll see. Right, maybe just a snapshot of what the 2 models are showing today. They could look completely different when we look at them again next week. Any forecast beyond 5-7 days comes with large pinches of salt and health warnings attached. We're going to be back later on. Week 10 to 14 day about will include all other rig features, so come back to that later for JMA Friday for this week. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.